All right, so today is day number 10 of the carnivore diet. Started as a lion diet, but I ate some chicken and ate some butter. And if you're not familiar with the difference in the two, I'm actually out grounding right now. I'm gonna walk down the four-wheeler trails, um, just kind of get my day going before I head off to my middle son's football game. So but yeah, day number 10, so far so good. Took a little scoop of lamb liver when I got up this morning and ate some lamb. I wasn't really planning on eating, but I did. Um, and I feel pretty good, better than most mornings, but still not perfect in the morning, still a little bit weak, a little bit less than, not as near as great as I'm gonna feel this afternoon. So whatever that is, I don't know, something there. But yeah, I feel really overall pretty good. The best thing right now, honestly, is the no inflammation. I have chronic back pain, and I have back pain every single day, every day. And I'm not experiencing that right now. I've had that since I was like 15 or 16, and that's gone. So that's been pretty amazing. I knew that would happen. I knew the inflammation in my body would kind of go away. I also have some messed up shoulders, torn rotators slash, I mean, my shoulders are, oh, they're messed up. You can kind of see they're weird. I did that in college, and they've never been right, but those aren't hurting either. So that's been amazing. A big part of why I did this is I've been kind of working on going off the food grid for many years, even before I knew that our foods were all toxic. You know, and it's not just the stuff in the inside of the grocery store that's crap. It's the outside too. I mean, it's just, I think most people are already aware that our food has lost so much nutrient density, and we've destroyed our food system. So and it's something I think it's not a bad idea to take control of that part of your life. You know, if you think about it, the only real need we have is food. I mean, you can fast for a period of time. Jesus fasted for 40 days, and he didn't have a place to lay his head. Didn't even have shelter, but he did have food. You have to have food. So I think your most basic need is the most important thing and should be the primary focus. And if you're counting on others to feed you, you don't really know how that's happening. And there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out there. I'm not even going to get into that, but I farm regeneratively. I wanted to start with what I knew I could live on, and that's the meat of ruminant animals. That's why I have sheep and cattle. Worked many years to pull that off. And you know, and then getting this river farm where we can plant the fruits and not fruits that we want, and the berry bushes and fruit trees. And so just having off the grid, the only thing that I'll buy eventually, and hopefully, will be sea salt. Outside of that, I'll be off the food grid, and I know it'll be eating in season and all the cool things that come along with that. And then I'll use, before we get started with the trees, we're going to build the topsoil, or help to, with the ruminants out there. That's the best way to build healthy topsoil that's so depleted. So we'll get our cattle and sheep out to the new place and start working on that farm. The food you eat is only as good as the nutrients in the soil. I think, that's just kind of common sense. I think people know the nutrients come from the soil, but yeah, this was a good gauge. It's helping me gauge how much lamb I would eat in a 21-day time period. So, do I need more or less stock? I love the food storage stuff. I don't do that. My food's on the hoof, but I do think it's pretty cool. I look at it as like getting a short-term disability policy. It's great for the short term, maybe a year or however much you have in storage. Most of that food storage is not nutrient dense at all. It's not a whole lot to it, but you can survive on it. I'm always amazed at what the human body can survive on. It's not thrive. 60% have chronic illness, but survive. It's pretty incredible. I feel like I'm thriving now. There's a big difference. No brain fog, no pain. That's thriving. But yeah, so I've always been drawn to this Bible verse, Ecclesiastes 11:2, and it's give portions to 7, yes to 8, for you know not what disasters may come upon the land. And I remember a college professor, I transferred to a Christian college as a senior in college, and I remember this college professor, he wrote that on the board, which was so cool and such a contrast to the garbage woke college that I was going to. I can't imagine how ridiculous colleges are now. Well, I can, because my kids come home from school and tell me stories about their, some weird, freaky stuff in their classes. So I just can't imagine college campuses. It was bad enough when I was there. But I was thrilled that a college professor would write a Bible verse on the board, and that basically meant don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have some diversity. Have a diverse portfolio. Back when that verse was written, it would have been, that diverse portfolio would have been, don't just have cattle. Have cattle, sheep, goats, plant wheat, barley, whatever. Today might look a little different, but if you really think about it, those most basic needs are the most important. So in my case, I do, some of those portions would be cattle and sheep, and I do the other things too, real estate and mutual funds and stuff like that, but I don't enjoy the stocky type stuff. I really like having the original stock, livestock, which is awesome. So yeah, Jesus didn't have a place to lay his head, but he did have food. So we have to kind of keep that as a priority in the natural world, something we need. And I feel like now more than ever is a time to be a Joseph to our family. Know a farmer, know where your food's coming from, and ask the questions like, how is this raised? Do you use herbicides or pesticides, or just ask all the questions. Get hungry about it. Figure out how much nutrient density is actually in the stuff you're consuming. So anyway, yeah, got a little preachy today, but yeah, day number 10, I'm feeling really good. Just doing a little bit more grounding. Gonna go in, wash my feet off, and head to my son's football game. So thanks for tuning in.